Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Thanks, But No One Asked You podcast, where storytelling meets unsolicited advice. And if you don't remember, I am bringing on only 18 through 24-year-olds this year. So, welcome to my guest, Filippa Gula.
Hi.
She is a super duper senior at Oakland University uh, on the women's basketball team. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Okay, so real quick, you are from Greece, correct?
Correct.
Talk to us about that. You're an international basketball player. What is that like?
Now it's way easier because I'm super senior, but it was very tough at the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like more used to it, and now there are more resources that I can use for if I'm homesick, if I need something. But at the
Yeah.
beginning it was hard, and also the language barrier, it wasn't the best. But now,
Wow.
hopefully, you can all understand my accent.
Yeah. So you weren't speaking English before you got, when did you move to the US?
I moved when I was 18, right
Okay.
after high school, and also it was when it was COVID.
Okay. Yep. Fun
Yes,
times.
so fun. Not
What's
even
that
an
process
experience.
like? How do you get recruited as an international student to for your university? How does that work?
So I still have an agent that he's based like in Greece. Well, he has
Okay.
his base here in Chicago, but he recruits people from Greece. So he works based like mostly with Greek people and Turkeys, or in general international, but mostly Greek. So he was the one who brought my name into the U.S. coaches, I would say. And I
Okay.
got recruited by a junior college for my first 2 years in Colorado.
Okay.
Then I transferred to a D1 at St. Francis University in Pennsylvania. And then I was at Cleveland State for 2 years.
That's right.
And now I'm at Oakland.
You love moving. How is it moving? I have moved 7 times as an adult, and I quite frankly like it. It freaks a lot of people out, but how do you feel about it?
I mean, I think it's frustrating, but I love it at the same time. It's new experiences, new environment. You meet new people. Like, I have people from all over the US. Who would have thought that me coming to the state that I've been to so many states and experienced so many things. So I honestly love it. It's stressful, but I love it.
What's stressful about it?
Having to move as an international student. Oh, what I'm gonna do? Oh, again, new bed sheets, new stuff. What do I need? What size of bed? What do I need that I cannot transfer from the one state to the other, like a TV or I don't know, like some simple
Yeah.
stuff that people they just have it like because they're driving here. So I'm just like, oh, I don't have this stuff, so I just need to do it
Right.
again and again.
So yeah, because you don't have a car, you don't have family to like drive it for you. Everybody has parents. They can just like, or a sibling or somebody that says, "Oh, I'll come help you pack. I'll come help you move." You're by yourself.
Yes.
How do you know what to do? Are you just like calling home? Are you asking friends? Who are you reaching out to help for?
Usually my coaches will help, but sometimes also they don't know like to the extent what I need. So I'm gonna ask friends that they're from Greece and they've been to the States in different universities.
Yeah.
That's what I did at the beginning at least.
Yeah.
And now I'm just asking my teammates and I'm more comfortable obviously with the language, so it's kind of like easier. But I kind of like know what to expect after transferring so many times.
What prompted all the transfers?
Well, I started off in a JUCO, so I had
Mhm.
to leave. And then I transferred at St. Francis, and it
Ooh.
was a difficult experience because I went to somewhere that you didn't have many things to do outside of basketball. So
Mm.
I felt like lonely and kind of like depressed. And basketball wise, we weren't winning. So I
Hmm.
decided to enter the transfer portal, which was one of the hardest decisions I've ever done because I've never been in the portal. Because on the JUCO, when you're leaving from a JUCO, you don't go to the portal.
You
Usually,
just
coaches
go.
just recruit you.
It's normal. It's expected.
Yes. So having that conversation with my head coach, because he was expecting for me to stay another year and all this stuff, it was very stressful.
Yeah.
But I had to do it again after.
Yeah. So I transferred once, and when I transferred, you had to sit out a full year.
Hmm.
And I feel like an old person saying it back in my day when I transferred, but that's just what it is now. When I transferred, I don't know if you knew this rule, you had
There
to sit
was
out a
this rule,
year.
yes.
And then if you transferred within the same conference, you had to sit out 2 years. Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but they were
Yeah.
telling me that I had to sit 1 year, but Because I went to a JUCO, they said it wouldn't matter because technically I was transferring twice. Because like if you went to if I was in a D1 instead of a
Yeah.
JUCO, I would have to sit out for a year. But
Yeah.
also after I transferred, I think they got rid of that rule, so it was
Yeah.
way easier for me.
There's a new rule every year. I can't keep
I
up.
know. I will tell you because then I transferred to Cleveland State, and
Yeah.
then after 2 years of competing there, I entered again the portal, which was that was a fun experience because I was the first one that entered the portal, and everybody was kept telling me for 1 week, I don't see your name. I don't see your name in the portal. My name was not in the portal for a whole week. It
Why?
was
Just
so
like a
stressful.
glitch?
They said that they put it on, but apparently they didn't hit the submit click.
Who's they? Who does this? How does this
Compliance.
work?
The compliance people.
At the school that you're at.
Yeah, at Cleveland State when I was there, whenever I say to my coach that like, hey, I want to like enter the portal, when you have the conversation after the season, they tell that to the compliance, and then the compliance has to submit the form to the NCAA so they can put you in the portal. And I was the first one to tell them, hey, I'm entering the portal. And I asked twice throughout that week, hey, people telling me they cannot see me. Are you sure you submitted? Yes, yes, I'm sure, I'm sure. I was not there for a whole week. And then it was like 7 of us, I think, that we were on the portal. And I'm like, okay, my teammates are getting offers, like school are looking into them, like what's wrong with me? All of a sudden, like a week later, they were saying you actually weren't in the portal. It was really
Jeez.
stressful.
That's super stressful.
Yes.
The conversation I had to have with my coaches to leave Duke was tough. It was just loaded with a bunch of other stuff. I had also had a suicide attempt, so I had to have that conversation. It was just a lot. Like I was just overwhelmed and I was kind of over it. I was like, I just want to have this, but I didn't really know how to have that conversation. And I don't remember asking anybody how to have that conversation. I think I was just winging it. I'll be honest, I think I just blacked out. I can't tell you an ounce of what that conversation sounded like. How does the conversation go when you tell a coach, I'm not coming back? What do? How does that work? Do you like slide? Do you like text them first? Do you pop in the office? Like, how did you do it?
Okay, so the first I'm gonna talk about when I was at San Francisco because that was my
Okay.
first experience. I was sweating. I was like, I didn't know what to expect. My coach, I remember she was like really mad at me,
Yeah.
and she was just asking why. But then also like half of my team had already entered the portal that year too, so
Oh my God.
I was just kind
She's
of like
probably
waiting to
freaking
see what was
out.
going to happen. And she was very confused. But at the end of the day, I had to pick me and myself. I don't remember the conversation because I think when you're just stressed and sweating,
You
you just
black it
can't
out. You're
stop.
just
Yeah.
like, the conversation happened. That's all I know. You just black out and you leave. Oh my God. But you remember she was like upset and she's probably like freaking out. I mean, if you're like the sixth or seventh person,
Yes, I was starting at that school, so it was just very like she was very like baffled when she was just. I just told her that I wanted to leave because she was kind of like trying to base the next year off of me, but
right?
very hard for me outside of basketball to say someone that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah. Okay. Selfish question. I'm going to play devil's advocate.
Yes,
I would not want to be a coach today because of the portal.
it
I
makes
would
sense.
feel I would feel like what's the point? I would feel like I poured into a player or some of them I gave them money and then they left anyway. And I would probably leave coaching myself personally.
Hmm.
How do you justify like going to a place, it not working for you, but then telling the coach like, hey, it is what it is? I mean, yeah. Do you ever consider that side? Like, I don't know.
I had like one of my teammates last year that she kind of like she was really good. The only excuse that she had to leave was that she wanted to try a different level of
Mm,
basketball. So that was the only excuse she had for her to leave because that school that we were literally gave her anything she wanted, or basketball wise, she could do anything she wanted.
right. You got the green light. This is why I be telling people
Exactly.
like, if you have the green light, why are you
Why you want
leaving?
to leave. Exactly. So it's very selfish of some people, and I don't know how to put it into words because I'm very selfless, and I think I always value the people that bring me here because I consider them my family because they're my family away from home. So it feels
Right.
like I'm betraying them if I do something like that.
Yeah. Stuff.
So it's very hard to answer that question. It just only people that just wanna they think that they can go somewhere and explore something different. Like for example, that teammate that left. We were playing zone for 40 minutes the past 2 years. And now she transferred
Mm,
somewhere that it's a Power 5 school and they're playing man to man. So maybe she wanted to experience something different.
yeah. Have you seen a player go somewhere thinking it was going to be one thing and you realize, like, dang, they don't even play, or it's not great for them? Or do they
Yes,
tell you? Does anyone call you back and be like, yeah, this sucks? Are people honest? I
yes.
asked you like 18 questions just now.
Well, the teammates that I had, yes, they are very honest and they are saying that it's very draining mentally. And some of them, they were thinking even before, oh, I'm gonna go play overseas, and now they're just like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that no more. I don't know if basketball is like something that I want to do like for the next couple of years. So it's very
Yeah,
surprising to me because that's the only thing you used to talk about, and now you're just thinking, let me do something else. Like, and I'm like, what do you even want to do? And they don't know, but they don't want to play basketball no more. And I'm like, that's
interesting.
very interesting.
Yeah. But you're going to play basketball regardless. That's your goal, right?
Yes, for 1 or 2 more years, not for a long time.
Okay.
I don't think my body can go through that.
Yeah. So you're going to play overseas. That's the goal.
Yes,
That's exciting.
it is.
So if you can go to another country, right? That's the goal as well. Not to necessarily go back to Greece, but go somewhere else.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Wow. It's so much. I have so many questions for people in the transfer portal. I don't understand it. It blows my mind. I wonder, my concern is when you the same concern I would have for people who job hop frequently, although you can make an argument for both. Like, you got to do what you got to do. If there's better pay, you go. If there's better opportunity, you go. I
Yeah.
get that part, but there's a part that's not happening, right? Like, when you leave a school and you don't stay, you're not connected to the alumni base anymore.
Yes.
Like, do you feel, not even you guys, and you don't have to speak for other people, do you feel that you could call on Cleveland State or St. Francis and ask for something? Or do you feel like ties are cut? I shouldn't ask them for anything ever.
At San Francis, I would say no because I wasn't that connected, but Cleveland State definitely yes.
Okay.
They're always there for me. I mean, also I transferred to the same conference and I keep seeing the people, but also they're I feel they will always be there for me.
Okay.
They really showed me how to be there for me outside of basketball. And it was just, I don't know, maybe the fact that it was that my teammates, my coaches, no matter what I needed, they would show me that they're there for me.
Okay. So now you're at Oakland
Yes.
and your guys' record is your record. It's not great. What are you guys ranked in the conference right now?
10th, I think.
Out of how many schools?
11.
Okay. Okay. You're not at the bottom. I mean,
Yeah,
listen.
we just beat the team this past weekend that they were like.
That's what I'm talking about. You're not 11. That's what I'm
Yes,
saying. You can only go up. You
that's
can only go
true.
up. I mean, you could go
That
down, but maybe not right now. You could go up.
yes, now it's time to pick it up.
How many more games about do you guys have now? Because it's conference play now, right?
Yes, I think we have
Okay.
14 left. I think we're halfway through the season.
Yeah,
We have like
14
15,
games.
14, yeah.
How do you maximize? And I'm saying this from a perspective, like, and I'm not being funny. I shouldn't even, the fact that I have to say I'm not being funny is not great. But I've never been on like a losing team. Now, technically, if you don't win a national championship at UConn, you had a losing season. That's just how they see it.
Yeah.
Period. Full stop. And that's how I felt. I always felt like I had a losing season. I didn't win. I only had 8 losses across my 4 years, but it felt like I didn't have a winning season ever. Winning Big East is not a big deal. That's an expectation. So it was just an interesting thing. If you're in a losing situation, you have 14 games left, like, what are you working on? What's the conversation that coaches are having, teammates are having? What's the mindset for the next 14 games for you guys or for you?
It's definitely like winning and trying to take it day by day. We're not gonna think like the 2 games that they're ahead of us, like game by game.
Yeah.
We're just focusing on the little things that we did like the game before and what we can improve on. And we're just going from there, and then individually we just have to get into the gym, get extra shots, trying to do the little stuff so we can put it all together. Because
Yeah.
it's not like sometimes we're losing by 20. We're always there, like always like 5, 10 points until the fourth quarter, and then we just cannot put everything together. So we're just trying to put everything together to get that win.
Yeah, yeah. That's probably also more frustrating, right? Being so close and then it just not
Yes.
happening. It's like, what is it? What is it? All right, let's pivot. Let's go on to some more light topics before we jump into the form. For those who don't know, I have all guests fill out a form so I can I have some questions for them. I want to know what they want to know.
Mm.
So you are a Gen Zer, correct?
A what? A Gen
You're
Z?
a Gen Z,
Yes.
right? Okay. You guys get a bad rap,
We
from what I
do.
hear. You do.
That's what yes.
That's what I hear. That's word on the street. So I'm gonna ask you some questions and I want you to give me your honest opinion representing the Gen Zers out there.
Okay.
Okay. There's something called the Gen Z stare. Are you familiar with this?
No.
Okay, I'm going to explain it and you let me know if this actually happens. The Gen Z
Okay.
stare is apparently something that's happening at work where a manager or somebody or coworker is saying something to a Gen Zer and the Gen Zer is just staring back with no real response.
I can see that. I can see that happening.
What is that?
I feel like they're just trying to hold their emotions of what actually they want to say, and they just stare back instead of actually like saying something that they will regret. That's what I'm guessing.
Okay. Do you do the Gen Z stare?
No, but I've seen people doing it. I've
Do
seen
they talk
people.
to you later and then go, I froze it? Like, are they freezing? Like, what?
I think they're just getting mad. They don't want to hear what the person wants to say, so they're just gonna stare them instead of communicating.
Okay.
Yeah, now that I think
Okay.
about it, it's happening.
Okay. So the Gen Z stare is real. Awesome. And
Yeah.
it's an inability to express their feelings without getting mad. So we need to teach communication, is what it sounds like.
Yes.
Okay. The next thing is you guys grew up with phones. When did you first get a phone?
I don't know how it's here with grades and stuff, so I'm gonna say I was in the middle school,
Okay.
but I just had my phone to just call my parents and text. Like I didn't have social media until I was, I think, I don't know, 15, 14,
Okay.
15.
Wow, that's still pretty, I mean,
Yeah, it is.
that's pretty early because
Yes.
you're still like trying to figure out who you are. Do you
Mm.
wish that what are your thoughts on social media?
Me personally, I don't really like social media. I feel like you can get catfished very easy. I'm not a fan of like showing what I do through social media. I use it
Yeah.
mostly for basketball, but like personally, I just think you can get upset for easy things like dating. I don't know, seeing something that is not real. Like I'm very big on these things, so I'm just trying to not use them as much, I would say.
And what platforms are you on? IG, TikTok?
I don't have TikTok no more. I used to, but I think it's very much time consuming. I only have Instagram and Snapchat, but I don't really use it.
Okay. So TikTok, yeah, I never downloaded it. And because I don't download it, people can't send me clips. But
Yes.
before like maybe a year ago, you could look at what someone sent you even
Yes.
if you didn't have an account. But I saw how quickly it got addicting because I would look at a video and then another video would pop up and I'd be like, oh, this one's short. And then another one, I'd be like, oh, and then it would cut you off and I'd be like, oh my God, I just wasted 3 minutes.
Literally.
I don't even know what happened. I blinked.
Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing now with Instagram. Like you have the Reels, which is pretty much the same thing. So might as well,
Yeah.
why you need to have Instagram and TikTok at the same time? That's
Yeah.
why I'm trying to not go on both. And I don't have even my notifications on Instagram. I just have, whenever I go on the app, I go on the app.
Yeah. Okay. All right. One last question about the Gen Z babies.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys grew up with phones, and my generation, they were kind of saying that like we went outside, but we were introduced to video games.
Okay.
But the video games that we were introduced to were like Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, basic stuff. You guys now have all encompassing video games with headgear. Do you play video games? Do you know people who play these?
I don't play video games. I think I'm kind of like in the cat because I'm the youngest of my family. So
Yeah.
I used to go outside when I was home. I used to do stuff, everything but being on the screen, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I know people that they play, and it's very addicting. And
Yeah.
I don't recommend it to people. I think also sometimes playing games it's fun, but what do you actually gain from the game?
Hmm.
I'm more like the type of a person that like do something that's productive and it's going to help you instead of just like killing some people or build some houses or I don't even know what they're doing actually, but
Be a millennial. You could join our
yeah,
group, Filippa. We'll
thank
take
you.
you. We will adopt you. We like this.
Thank
But as
you.
you said that, as soon as you said building houses, I was like, oh my God, I can't talk. I used to play Sims. Do you know the game The Sims?
No,
Girl. I think this was like, I don't know what Roblox is. Do you build
I've
stuff with
heard
Roblox?
about it. I think like you just make houses and you just build and put stuff together.
Girl, I had the cheat codes to get the people money. I would make them go on dates. I would make a poor person just to see how they would function. I would be on The Sims till 3 a.m. in the summertime,
Wow.
like on my laptop, dead in it, because it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole. I understand how video games are addicting. The shooting games, I don't understand. I don't
Yeah,
get it.
I
I
think
get
that's
it.
what gets me the most. Like the shooting games
Yeah,
and like I don't know, I don't even know the names. Like say, NBA, the 2K and stuff, I can see that, more competitive, you play with somebody, FIFA.
yeah.
But like the ones that you play by yourself and you're killing people, like you build stuff. I,
Yeah. There's like missions. I'm like, I'll watch somebody play for like about 10, 20 minutes is the max I got. And then I'm like, all right,
yeah, like what is
we're
the
playing. What are we
yeah.
doing? What
Even
are we
Mario
doing?
Kart is very fun or like anything that has to do like I feel like these are yeah.
The kids are doing this. Okay, Ed, you could join our crew. Okay, we'll adopt you. We've drafted another Gen Zer into our crew. All right. So let's get into the form. I asked a question, what's one thing you wish adults explained better? And you said something around balance,
Yes.
learning how to manage time down to the minute, how to not be drained, how to prioritize things. You wish adults talked more openly about it. What do you mean by that?
I just think everybody's phrase is just, can you see me? Because I just did something
I
else.
can see you.
Okay. I just feel like everybody's just saying like, oh, like you should balance everything. It's easier said than done. Like how I'm supposed to balance stuff. Like, I just moved from a different country and they're telling me you need to balance academic and basketball. Okay, but how am I supposed to do that? Who is gonna teach me that? You're saying that, but like I'm
Mm.
supposed to have a schedule? Like, how do you want me? When you're telling me you have to go to class from 8 to 12, then you have practice from 1 to 5, and then you have to do study hall, you have to do your laundry, you have to go eat. How I'm supposed to balance everything?
Those other things that no one talks about.
Exactly. They're
Yeah.
telling you, oh, make sure you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, when I have practice from 1 to 5, and then you want me to be there at 12 to stretch and be in the training room, when am I supposed to have lunch?
You're not. You're supposed to eat a Gatorade bar and grab a seat.
Literally, and they expect us to be healthy, and then we're doing all this testing, like to see what have we lost weight, muscle mass, and they're saying, "Have you been eating?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't have much time to make stuff. Like when I'm supposed to do meal prep, and they don't tell us or help us on how to do that."
Yeah.
I think nowadays is better if you ask, like they're telling you that, oh hey, you can see the nutritionist, or hey, we have people that they're there for you. But like 2 years ago, I feel like that was non-existent, or like
Yeah.
don't even mention when I was 18 and I came to the States.
Yeah. That's an interesting thing you're mentioning. So what I'm hearing is like, it's not that people aren't giving me advice, it's the how. It's like the tiny steps. It's like, give me the actual tools, the toolkit. Don't just say it blanketly.
Exactly.
So this is, by the way, this is going to happen to you at work. When you join the workforce, people are going to say blanket statements and be like, you should have work-life balance and get everything that I'm telling you to get done. And you're like, but you're emailing me at 9 p.m. on Friday.
Exactly.
How can I have work-life balance? And so what I'll save my unsolicited advice for you now, but I will say I remember experiencing this. I don't know that anyone ever told us to like find balance. I think the expectation was figure it out.
Yes.
But when I was working in a charter school, which is a different type of public school here, the kids would arrive to school at 7:15 in the morning and then they would leave at 4:30. And so it was just a very long school day.
Mm.
Mind you, I had to be there before the kids got there, so I was there around 6:45, and then I would leave probably around 6:45. So it's like a 12-hour day. It
Yeah.
was very test heavy. They always had professional development, so we always had meetings. There was always data we had to upload. There were so many like administrative tasks on top of just teaching, on top of phone calls I got to make to parents. And I would get so frustrated because the people at the top would say, you need to have work life balance. Well, take half of this stuff off my plate. And
Mhm.
so the reality is they're not going to take it off your plate. So it's actually your job, as you know, to
Mhm.
figure it out.
Yes.
And so, how are you helping the babies now? Are you teaching them how to manage time?
I think they are doing a better job. It depends also the university you're in. Like here we have study hall every week, which kind of like helps. But at the same time, like I feel like I didn't have that much time to process and do stuff. Like I feel
Hmm.
there is more time here. Like other schools they require you more stuff to do outside of basketball. So it's kind of like harder. But
Yeah.
I'm definitely telling them like to have like a schedule and say, hey, today that's what I do and that's what helps me. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
telling them as like a vet.
Yeah.
So just have a schedule and have like times what do you want to do and if something pops up like be ready for it instead of just be surprised. Obviously one thing that I told them is even if something pops up like you need to be positive because if you're going with a negative mindset like you're not gonna produce the same way.
Mm.
For
What do
example,
you mean? Give me an example. Yeah.
yeah, an example. Like for example, I have class from 8 to 12 and then I have to be at the gym at 12 to get treatment and then I have practice from 1 to 3:30 and then I have weights from 4 to 5 and then they tell us, "Oh, you're going to have a meeting again from 5 to 6 with say the nutritionist or the mental health specialist or whatever." And it's something that pops up, but maybe you had plans because you were like, "Oh, I'm free after 5." But then they tell you you have to do something. So instead of being negative and I'm like, "Damn, I have to do that." You're just gonna have to be, hey, I have to do that. You know, it's gonna be fun, an hour,
But get
and then
to do it.
it's gonna be over. Yeah,
Psych yourself out.
yeah. Because I've been
Yeah,
in
you
these
know,
situations that I was very negative, and I got a little upset with my coaches because I had plans, and
you had
you know,
plans.
right? What is that, right?
When did you? I'm sorry.
And that was their response exactly. So I
Yeah.
had to suck
I'm
it up.
confused. I'm like, no one should be making plans. There are no plans to be made. The plans happen when you're done.
Yeah, literally. So I had to suck it up, and I was in the wrong because why did I have plans, right, for my personal life?
Geez, that sounds crazy. Why would I think I could go to lunch with someone?
Exactly.
That's crazy. That's good advice though, and I'm glad you told them that. Like their attitude for sure.
Yes,
I tell that to any student athlete I work with. I'm like, listen, you got to control what you can control.
literally.
You can't control the schedule, but you
Yeah.
can control your attitude.
But isn't
And
it
you
supposed to be a schedule for a reason though? That's what triggers me.
again, we can control what we can control.
Yes, and let's not mention that oh practice is gonna be from 1 to 3:30 and it's from 1 to 4.
Right. Things like that. It's like,
Yes.
okay, this doesn't align. Yeah, it can be. I can definitely see that as being frustrating. But again, control what you can control, and
Hmm.
you learned already the hard way, right? Like you can't control the schedule. You can't control when they change the schedule. You can't control all the other variables, but you can control more negative things happening by adjusting your attitude. Because if you have an attitude, well, now you're going to have a whole nother string of stuff to do, conversations to have, other hills to climb because you didn't know you were creating a reputation. You're creating barriers sometimes you don't even know because your attitude is
Exactly.
it's not the attitude the coaches want.
Yes.
But
It's
it's tough.
exactly that. It's not that it's bad, it's not what the coaches want. And that's why you have to fix it. It's
Yeah,
exactly that.
you're not even wrong. You could be very rational and be very right, but it's not what the coaches want to hear right now. So you got to
Yes.
move on. And that's why I say athletes are already prepared for the workforce because when I tell you, when you get to work, a lot of students who are in college, unless they're working full-time or part-time or if they're just going to college, freely joining clubs as they feel like it and then getting an internship, they don't actually typically have to deal with somebody controlling all of their time and then having to deal with whatever happens. Like they're not under that kind of stress. But when you guys go into the workforce, you're going to find that you may join a company, especially if it's like a startup, you're going to join a company that's going to want to suck all your time. And they're
Yeah.
going to tell you, What's your problem? And a lot of people, a lot of Gen Zers, I think, are going to be like, I'm sorry, I want balance. That's where the clash begins. It's like there is no balance. There's harmony. You can find harmony, but like the idea of work-life balance is really up to you.
Yes,
That's for you to figure out. And I don't think enough people say that plainly. And then you get the Gen Z stare.
exactly.
And so we're back at the Gen Z stare.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about what is something you wish you had more help with learning? And you said how to handle pressure that comes with being both international and an athlete. You're not from here, the expectations feel heavier, how to stay confident to cope with stress, and how to deal with constant feeling that you need to be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about it.
It's not ideal for sure. I think I have to prove myself twice. Also
Mm,
having to adjust. I've been like in I've how can I put it into words? Like I grew up differently. So whatever
mhm.
they expect from other people, it's different what they expect from me because I think it feels like I have to do the job twice because I always have to adjust. Nobody's adjusting to me and how I've
Yeah,
grown up, how people they used to talk. Like the way maybe somebody's talking to me is not the way I've been told to do that, and or the way I respond. Somebody else wanted it like to respond from different. Like it's just everything to me. I just have to think twice what I have to do and what I have to say either to the coaches, to my teammates, to everybody. So it feels like it's like I don't know, it's like a double work, I would say,
yeah,
with
yeah,
everything. It's just very I don't know how to describe it exactly, but it just feels that the pressure comes from the coaches to expect you to be something that you haven't tried to be, and it feels like you're just doing all this double work and then it feels like it's not enough, and it just feels then it becomes like you disappoint people when you just don't meet the standards that
yeah.
they have for you. So it's not like the fact that
Okay, now I'm going to ask a question.
it's a pressure from like
How much,
you cannot do it, but it's a pressure of how I'm supposed to do it
sorry, it's
without
getting
having,
choppy.
because I've been told to do things in my whole life differently, but then I come here to the stage and then you tell me to do it like in another way, if that makes sense.
It got a little choppy, but I think I captured it. Just kind of like
Okay, yeah,
conflicting
because I don't know
messages.
how to put it into words.
That's okay. So, question for you,
Yes.
because I know what you mean. I've been there,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had to reflect and think how much of that is real and how much of that is
In my head.
imagined.
Yeah.
How, like, really, because expectations are sometimes stated, and sometimes expectations are things that we feel, but maybe weren't necessarily told. So, how much of it do you think is real, and how much of it do you think is imagined?
I think 30% is real and 70 is imagined because I think we have that perception like when you want to satisfy your coach and you just want to do everything perfect. So I just feel like sometimes I'm gonna give them some credit because sometimes they're telling us stuff and we make them bigger than what they're supposed to be because we just want to prove them like right. That's why I said 70 and 30. But like I feel like it's like the nature of like want to be perfect and want to do things right. So if the
Mhm.
coach like is gonna yell at me, I'm gonna make it in my head 10,000 times bigger than what it is because I want to be good, if that makes sense, and I want to
Yeah.
prove them wrong. That's
Yeah.
why I said it.
So something that I realized after I was done playing was, and I realized it when I started working because I
Mm-hmm.
still had that mindset of like, I can't mess up and I have to be perfect. And that's finally a manager said, perfection is the enemy of good.
I agree.
And right. And so I was like, oh, okay. But in my mind, I'm still like, yeah, but you're still holding me accountable for stuff. And of course they are,
Yeah.
because all of it is a work in progress,
Mm-hmm.
all of it. And no one can be perfect, but the bar has to remain high.
Yes.
So I think managers and coaches have a hard time keeping the bar high without expecting perfection at the same time. It's a hard message to land. It's a hard needle to thread for anybody. But like if I say nothing once you mess up, then the assumption is that it's fine.
Yeah.
So I have to address the thing. And in your mind, you're like, well, if you're addressing it, it's because it's not good. And I have to work on that too.
Yes.
But what if you knew in the back of your head that they just want you to be 80% right?
it would make my life way easier instead of me beating myself up on, damn, I'm doing it all wrong, instead of just taking it in and trying to just work on it and be better, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And we talked about this the first time we talked, which was like the last year I had my best year at UConn after suffering that injury because I just didn't care anymore. I was like,
Yeah.
whatever. And the reason and I thought about it after our call and I was like, but how did I do it? Here's what I started to do. I started to look at my stats differently,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I know you were talking about one game you had 0 for 8, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, and you dwell on that. And I was like shooting 50% from the field, layups. Like
Yeah.
I used to be automatic. So this was blowing my mind that I'm making half of the layups I put up. So then I decided, all right, what if half the layups is just what we do?
Yeah.
What if that's just the bar now? It doesn't mean I'm lazy. It doesn't mean I'm not a good player. It doesn't mean I'm not going hard. But maybe if the bar is just lower, it's easier to meet it.
That is something that's a really good advice, actually.
I know. Like really, because high achievers keep the bar really high
Mm-hmm.
and then we beat ourselves up when we don't meet it consistently.
Yeah.
And then we become in the way. So I just decided to lower the bar for myself. I didn't wait for anyone to do it. I was just like, look, Britt, we're gonna go in this game. You might miss the first two. In fact, I'm giving myself permission to miss the first two layups. Once we miss the
Yeah.
first two, whatever. And I would tell a teammate just so it was real. I'd be like, hey man, I might blow the first two layups, but I'm just telling you this because I just need to get it out of my system. But
Fair.
I lowered the bar.
Yeah.
And guess what? If that bar is what I hit, whatever, that's just where I was.
Mm-hmm.
But if I got above the bar, that felt good.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before, if I hit that bar, I felt terrible.
Yeah.
Whereas like I need to hit this low bar and just feel good about it.
Yeah.
The problem is that you have to rewire your brain to say, if I hit this bar, does that make me a bad player? And it doesn't. That's just the year we're having.
Yes.
It's
But
just the year
sometimes
we're
it's hard to
having.
accept.
It is, but
Very hard.
you know that you're in your way.
Yeah.
You know that you want to be like, forget it. Like, I don't care. You want to get into that mindset so you could just play freely, but it's easier said than done. And so I had to really like, kind of like the time management thing. You really got to think like, what is the actual action that I can do to make that happen? And I just lowered the bar for myself. I just said, maybe I'm not that good.
Okay.
Maybe, maybe, maybe this year I'm just not solid
Yeah.
and I honestly felt relief. It
And
was
that's
like
what.
pulling a pin out. It was like pulling a pin out and going,
Yeah.
and it's so weird because somebody that doesn't go hard, somebody that doesn't work hard, who doesn't hold themselves to a high bar, you would never tell them that.
Mm-hmm.
But you almost have to tell somebody that's aiming for perfection that maybe you're just not that good and that's okay.
Yeah.
Just so that they can go, oh, okay. And then kill it.
Yeah. Literally.
It really like you gotta like care a little bit less
Mm-hmm.
just so you can give your brain some space to just play and just be like, so you can just shrug off the miss.
Yes.
Just shrug, oh, I missed. Oh well. Also, no one cares. I know that you don't, I know that you kind of like know that, but like nobody cares. People are worried about themselves.
Yes, exactly. And it was very hard for me to like. I realized that like a couple of weeks ago, I was just like, I went to watch a basketball game, a men's basketball game, and I was just like, oh, this guy was like 0 for 5 the beginning of the game. At the end of the game, I didn't even remember that. But then I put myself in the situation when I play a game, I'm like, damn, I'm 0 out of 5. I'm not gonna shoot no more. And then that guy ended up having like 15, 20 points. He didn't,
Right.
he was kept scoring, but then nobody, no one, sometimes when you play and you feel judged that like everybody's gonna tell you like, hey, you missed that and that and that. I was trying to put myself into the fans that they're outside. They don't care about that.
Nobody cares. It's so crazy.
Exactly.
That's a really good point. I used to do that too. I would go to the men's games and be like, I'd be judging them
Yes.
and then be like, but like no one's judging them. And also I don't think they care. Or maybe they do care, but they're shooting anyway. It's mind blowing. You're like, wow, I am making all of this up. Oh my God, I'm crazy.
I'm delusional.
I'm a crazy human. Yeah. Yeah, no
No,
one
for
cares.
sure.
You almost need to, and someone put this in perspective. It was so funny. They told me one day, they were like, Britt, you're not that important. You're not that special. I promise you. And I was like, I know what you're trying to tell me. It feels mean. It feels mean what you're saying. But they were right. They were like, yo, nobody's watching you. You're not even a star on the team, Britt. They watching Maya. But I put that pressure on myself to deliver. But no one's watching me. I'm really a role player at this point. And that's just kind of sometimes what the season is. What's his name? Shai Gildress, the guy from Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a friend of mine works in the NBA, works at the front office, and I was asking him like, "Did you see OKC winning the whole thing?" And he said, "No, because no one knew that Shai was going to have a breakout year. Not that no one knew that Shai was going to be great. It's just that Shai just happened to have a breakout year. He seemed to dominate one year
Mm-hmm.
out of kind of nowhere.
Yeah. Expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected." And so before, he wasn't the go-to player. He
Mm-hmm.
was a role player.
Yeah.
But by accepting his role, he was more open to doing more because there was no pressure for him to do more.
Exactly.
And if you can put yourself in a mindset like, yo, I'm just a role player this year, oh my God, the pressure falls off. That's the mindset I had to go to. It's like, Britt, nobody's watching you. They're watching Tina Charles, they're watching Maya Moore, they're watching Renee Montgomery. You are not significant. That might hurt your feelings for 2 seconds, but like the air came out.
Yeah. That's the hardest thing that people don't understand nowadays, like teammates, and then you cannot really have a say because you're playing, and some people they wish they would be in your shoes. No.
You can't tell them anything.
Exactly. So it is very hard to tell them
People are
that. But
getting
I've been
into
there though. You know, at Cleveland State, my first year, like I would play the minutes like at the fourth quarter, like 2 minutes, and I was like, why would I have to go in? I've been sitting for 38 minutes, and you want to put me in for the last 2 minutes for what? And I'm trying to tell them I've been in your shoes and I try to accept my role, and every day I would do stuff for me. But you know, sometimes they're just like, it doesn't really help me.
It's
You saying
hard.
that, yeah, because you're
Yeah,
playing.
yeah. It's a role thing. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to accept your role, and the sooner you can accept and embrace your role, the more the pressure and the frustration and your attitude changes, and it's so much easier.
Yeah.
Good job for you for telling them that. Okay, we got one more question. From 1 to 5, how prepared? Well, and then I'm giving advice. From 1 to 5, how prepared are you for adulthood? You put.
I don't remember what I put.
I'm going to tell you. You put a 2 out of 5. Why? Well, forget why. 2 out of 5. What are 3 things? There's 3 more points to 5. What are 3 things that would get you to a 5 to make you feel more prepared?
I think I put 2 because I don't know where I'm going to be and how
Yeah.
I'm gonna navigate my life. So there are some stuff that I still don't know. Like for example, if I wanted to be by myself, how to rent a house or pay the bills. I've done that, but like under like my scholarships money. So it's some things that I still need to figure out and know how to do by my own. Or like have some simple things like us having a car, or paying for my own car, my insurance, all this stuff. So I think I'm not prepare 100% to go into that step of my life because I feel I'm in college and I've been having these things. So like going outside by myself, and especially of the fact that I want to be in a country by myself and I don't want to go home, it's kind of like scary. So I don't think I'm 100% prepared, and also every country has their different rules.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a learning process. So you always have to learn something. So I don't think I could ever be 5 out of 5, maybe 3 or 4.
Okay, that's fair. That's a good assessment. Okay.
Yeah.
After listening to you and me running my mouth as much as I have during this call, my unsolicited advice for you is this. All of the change that you have already been through from all the different schools is way more change. Also, moving to another country, my friend, at 18.
Yeah. Sometimes I
Okay.
don't even take the credit in quotation for it. Like I'm just like I don't
Okay, so
even
you
think
see where
about
I'm going. Ma'am, the stuff that you have already done, and I'm 40 now, and I've moved to 7 different cities within this country, but I've never moved abroad. I've transferred schools, but I've never transferred 3 and 4 times. The As a 40-year-old, having worked in education, gone to grad school twice, gone to Microsoft, I've seen a lot of different things. I've met a lot of people. I'm telling you right now that at the ripe age of 23, you have done more adjusting than most people have at 40. And I know you don't see it because you're in it and the angst is high, but I want you to get to a point where you just release, because when I tell you, you are more prepared than you think, because you have done more than most people that I know at 40. And I'm not gassing you. I'm telling you, it's some real mediocre people out here. Okay? Tell it. And they have the nerve, these mediocre people have the nerve to tell other people what to do.
That's right. That's right.
And you surrounded by them. And when you turn, I hate to tell you, but one day you're going to be 40. When you turn 30, you're going to be in a completely different situation, a completely different set of stress. And you're going to look back at 23 and be like, man, I wish I had those problems again.
Literally. No, I agree. I just try to not think that what I'm going through to use it as like, I don't know, I don't usually give credit to myself. Ultimately, I'm very like negative to myself in a way that like I can do more, I can push myself more instead of taking credit of what I've done and what I've been through.
You've done so much. I'm exhausted. I'm like, I didn't realize you went to that many schools. I'm like,
I
God,
know.
you had to have difficult conversations. You had to move yourself. You had to move in. You had to meet a new team. You had to adjust to another system. Granted, you did this to yourself, but these are self-inflicted changes. But you've done so much more than most people would even do. Not even the fact that you've done it, is that the fact that you took the risk to do it. You took the initiative. You followed through on it. That's a lot. But you're so quickly trying to move to the next and the next and the next and the next. Like, just sit here for a second.
Yeah.
Don't worry about next year until the season's over. Just sit here and think about how you're going to adjust your mindset for this new role that you realize you're in now.
Well, I appreciate you. That's something I definitely need to do more.
Write it down, put it on sticky notes on the wall so you can start to see them. I have a sticky note wall of all the stuff that I did because I was like freaking out about something one day. And I was like, I think like didn't get a promotion.
Hmm.
And I immediately went to, oh my God, okay, I'm about to do like 18 things to get this promotion. But I was already tired.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on, Britt, like, hold on. Because we could do these 18 things and still not get promoted.
Yeah.
And guess what I'm gonna do again? I'll do 30 more things to get. And I was like, we can't do this.
Yeah.
And I wrote a wall of sticky notes of like everything I had accomplished since starting at the company. And I was like, why don't we just chill? Actually, we had 2 promotions in 3 years. How about we not get promoted and just work on like a side hustle, which is exactly how I started this, talking to people. But
Mm-hmm.
just pause. Don't worry about tomorrow right now. You don't have to. You're not homeless. You're not a single mom. You don't have to worry about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just be here and just chill out. Just
Mm-hmm.
chill out. Eat a bunch of food, because when you turn 30, you can't eat it no more. Eat all the food. Go out, okay? Go kiss strangers, all right? Get out of your head, get out of your way, throw it to the wind. It's 14 games, and then you can deal with what's coming next. But girl, let it go.
Literally.
That's my unsolicited advice for you.
Thank you. That's a great advice, and I'm definitely gonna do that because I do need that.
Yeah, chill out.
I'm
All
gonna
right,
call
what's
you
your
one day, and I'm gonna show you all my notes with the sticky notes, with my positive things that
yes?
I've achieved.
Send us a picture. We'll put it in the podcast. We'll post it.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. You are around adults, and I know technically you're an adult now, but older adults, you know how it is.
Yeah.
What's some unsolicited advice you have for them?
I would say to just stay confident on yourself no matter what, because you're the only one who knows the work you put in. And don't ever let anyone dim your light because you know how hard you work for it.
Only you know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's what I would say to the younger generation.
Yeah. What about the elders, people older than you, my age,
Older
and
than,
people telling you what to do all the time? What advice do you, or the people judging Gen Zers? What would you say to them?
I would say to not judge. You can definitely say how you feel in your advice, but you can try to approach it in a different way because you've been there and you've done that and you know how it feels. So by judging you
Mm,
doesn't make you like it doesn't take back what you never did. You know what I'm trying to say? Like the fact that you didn't do it, that doesn't mean the way you're saying it, the other people will do it. So
yeah.
maybe if you approach it in a different way, you can see a change.
Okay. The kid's eating. I think this is what we do. I'm going to stop doing it. I keep
I
saying I'm
do
going to
it too
stop
to
doing
my
it.
teammates all the time.
Well, people do it to me, so I'm like, okay.
Okay.
It's weird. Weird. Thank you so much for this conversation. Thank you for being
Thank
so open and
you.
honest and jumping on this call. You tell Dr. Ronald Reeves to get me on campus already. This is overdue.
Yes,
Okay.
I
It's
got you.
overdue.
Don't worry. I'll talk to him. Yeah, he needs to. He needs to get it together. I got you.
Tighten up.
Yes.
But thank you so much. This has been dope. You're amazing.
Thank you. You are.
I know.
It was awesome. Literally, like so natural. Like I've never been more comfortable.
Good. I'm glad.
Thank
And
you.
for all of you, make sure you check out the full episode and look for our next guest coming up in a week. Peace.